If you've been struggling to lose belly fat no matter what you try, I need you to stop scrolling for just a few minutes, because what I'm about to explain could change how you think about your body forever. There is a hidden type of fat living deep inside your abdomen right now, wrapped around your liver, your intestines, and even your heart, and most people have no idea it's there. It's called visceral fat, and unlike the fat you can pinch on your arms or thighs, this fat works silently, quietly reshaping your health from the inside out. You might look in the mirror and think you look fine, but visceral fat doesn't care how you look. It cares about how your organs function. This is the fat that raises your blood pressure while you sleep. This is the fat that makes your knees ache when you climb a simple flight of stairs. This is the fat that leaves you out of breath after carrying 2 bags of groceries from the car. And this is the fat that, left unchecked, can quietly steal years of independence from your future. But here's the good news, and I promise you, this is genuinely good news. Visceral fat is one of the most responsive types of fat in the entire human body. It often responds faster to the right lifestyle changes than the fat sitting just under your skin. That means with the right plan, in as little as 3 weeks, your body can begin to shift in a direction you can actually feel, not just see in a photo, but feel in your energy, your balance, your breathing, and your everyday movement. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what visceral fat is, why it forms, and the precise doable steps to start burning it off naturally. Stay with me until the end, because the last section covers a simple 3-week structure you can start using today. Before we go further, let me quickly introduce myself so you know why you can trust what I'm sharing with you. I've spent years studying metabolic health, working directly with patients whose lives were being quietly limited by excess abdominal fat. I've sat across from people who couldn't tie their own shoes comfortably, who avoided stairs, who felt embarrassed asking for help carrying something heavy, and I've watched those same people rebuild their strength, their confidence, and their independence once they understood what was actually happening inside their bodies. This isn't about chasing a number on a scale or achieving some unrealistic 6-pack ideal. This is about function, about being able to move through your life with ease, strength, and freedom. Everything I'm sharing with you today is grounded in real physiology, not fads, not gimmicks, and not extreme restriction. My goal isn't to scare you, it's to equip you, because an informed body is a body that can heal. So let's start with the most important question of all. What exactly is visceral fat, and why is it so different from the fat you can see? Picture your abdomen as a room, and imagine that most of the furniture in that room is your vital organs. Visceral fat is the fat that squeezes into the gaps between that furniture, wrapping around your liver, your pancreas, and your intestines. Because it sits so close to these organs, it doesn't just take up space, it actively interferes with how they function. Subcutaneous fat, the fat under your skin that you can pinch, is mostly just stored energy. Visceral fat, on the other hand, behaves almost like its own hormone-producing organ, releasing chemicals that disrupt your entire body's balance. These chemicals can increase inflammation throughout your bloodstream. They can interfere with how your body responds to insulin, making blood sugar harder to control. They can place extra strain on your cardiovascular system, even if your blood pressure numbers still look normal on paper. This is why 2 people can weigh exactly the same amount, yet have very different health outcomes. One might carry their weight mostly under the skin, while the other carries a dangerous amount deep around their organs. And here's something most people never realize. You don't have to be overweight to have excess visceral fat. Some people with a completely normal-looking body still carry a significant, hidden amount of this fat internally. This is sometimes called skinny fat, and it can be just as risky as visible obesity. So the real question isn't just how much do I weigh, it's what's happening deep inside my midsection. Now let's talk about why this matters so much for your everyday life, not just some distant medical risk. Think about the last time you walked briskly to catch a bus, or hurried across a parking lot in the rain. Excess visceral fat makes your heart and lungs work significantly harder for that same simple task. It changes your center of gravity, which can quietly affect your balance, especially as you get older. It places continuous pressure on your joints, particularly your knees and lower back, every single time you stand up or climb stairs. Think about carrying groceries up to your front door. That everyday task becomes noticeably harder when visceral fat is interfering with your breathing efficiency and your core stability. Even something as simple as remembering where you put your keys can be affected. Emerging research has linked chronic inflammation from visceral fat to changes in memory and cognitive sharpness over time. This is because inflammation doesn't stay contained in your belly. It travels through your bloodstream and can reach your brain. So when I talk about visceral fat, I'm not just talking about your waistline. I'm talking about your ability to walk without pain. I'm talking about your ability to remember your grandchild's birthday without writing it down 5 times. I'm talking about your ability to climb a staircase without stopping halfway to catch your breath. I'm talking about your ability to carry your own groceries, open your own jars, and live without depending on someone else for basic tasks. I'm talking about your independence and ultimately about your quality of life. This is why I care so deeply about this topic, and why I want you to see this not as a cosmetic issue, but as a foundation for the life you want to keep living. Now let's talk about what actually causes visceral fat to build up in the first place. The first major driver is chronic, low-grade stress. When your body is under constant stress, it releases a hormone called cortisol. Elevated cortisol specifically signals your body to store more fat around your abdominal organs, not just anywhere on your body. This is why some people under intense, prolonged stress notice their midsection expanding even without major changes to their diet. The second driver is poor sleep quality. When you consistently sleep less than 7 hours a night, your body's hunger hormones become imbalanced. Ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry, rises, while leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, drops. This imbalance often leads to increased cravings, particularly for sugary and processed foods. The third driver is excess sugar and refined carbohydrates, when you consume more sugar than your body can immediately use. For energy, your liver converts the extra into fat. A significant portion of that fat gets stored specifically in the visceral region. The fourth driver is a sedentary lifestyle, particularly long periods of sitting without movement breaks. Muscles that aren't regularly activated become less efficient at using blood sugar for fuel. This inefficiency contributes directly to fat accumulation around your organs. And the fifth driver, often overlooked, is alcohol consumption. Alcohol is processed by the liver before almost anything else, which means fat burning gets paused, while your body deals with it first. Over time, regular alcohol intake is strongly associated with increased visceral fat storage. Now, I want to be clear about something important. None of these causes are about willpower or personal failure. These are physiological responses, and understanding them is the first step toward reversing them. Once you know what's driving the problem, you can target it directly instead of guessing. So let's move into the part you've been waiting for, the actual steps to start reducing visceral fat naturally. Step 1 is addressing your nutrition, and I want to keep this simple and sustainable, not extreme. Focus first on reducing refined sugar and heavily processed carbohydrates like white bread, pastries, and sugary drinks. These foods spike your blood sugar quickly, and that spike encourages your body to store fat around your organs. Instead, prioritize fiber-rich foods like vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Fiber slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and has been consistently linked to lower visceral fat levels in research. Next, increase your protein intake at each meal. Protein helps preserve lean muscle mass, and muscle is metabolically active tissue that helps your body burn more energy at rest. Good sources include eggs, fish, poultry, beans, lentils, and Greek yogurt. Also, pay close attention to healthy fats, particularly from sources like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. These fats can help reduce inflammation, which directly counters one of the harmful effects of visceral fat. On the other hand, try to minimize trans fats and heavily fried foods, which are strongly linked to increased abdominal fat storage. You don't need to eliminate every treat from your life. That approach almost never lasts. Instead, aim for consistency, filling most of your plate with whole, nutrient-dense foods most of the time. Step 2 is movement, and this is where many people overcomplicate things unnecessarily. You do not need intense, exhausting workouts to reduce visceral fat. In fact, consistent moderate movement is often more effective than sporadic extreme exercise. Start with brisk walking, aiming for at least 30 minutes most days of the week. Walking is low impact, sustainable, and remarkably effective at reducing visceral fat over time. If you can, try walking after meals specifically, even for just 10 minutes. This simple habit helps your muscles absorb blood sugar more efficiently, reducing the amount available to be stored as fat. Next, incorporate strength training 2 to 3 times per week. This doesn't require a gym membership or fancy equipment. Bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, and resistance band movements are excellent starting points. Building muscle increases your resting metabolic rate, meaning your body burns more energy even while you're sitting still. Strength training also directly supports The balance and stability we talked about earlier, protecting you from falls as you age. Finally, add short bursts of higher intensity movement when you're ready, like brisk stair climbing or cycling intervals. These bursts have been shown to be particularly effective at targeting visceral fat specifically, more so than steady low-intensity cardio alone. Step 3 is managing stress and improving sleep, and please don't underestimate this step. Even with perfect nutrition and exercise, chronically high cortisol can keep visceral fat stubbornly in place. Simple daily practices like deep breathing, short meditation sessions, or time spent outdoors can meaningfully lower cortisol levels. Aim to protect 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Try to keep a consistent sleep and wake time even on weekends, since this helps regulate your hormonal rhythms. Limit screen exposure in the hour before bed, since blue light can interfere with your body's natural sleep signals. Step 4 is hydration, which is often overlooked but genuinely important. Sometimes thirst is misread by the brain as hunger, leading to unnecessary snacking. Aim to drink water consistently throughout the day, and consider starting your morning with a full glass before anything else. Step 5 is limiting alcohol intake or reducing it where possible. Even cutting back gradually can make a measurable difference in how efficiently your liver processes fat. Now let's bring all of this together into a simple 3-week structure you can actually follow. Think of this not as a strict rulebook, but as a gentle framework to build sustainable momentum. In week 1, your primary focus is awareness and small adjustments. Start each day with a glass of water before anything else. Add 1 serving of vegetables to at least 2 meals a day. Take a 10 to 15-minute walk after your largest meal. Go to bed just 15 to 30 minutes earlier than your current habit. Don't try to change everything at once. Small, consistent shifts build the foundation. For lasting change, in week 2, you'll build on that foundation with slightly more structure. Increase your daily walking to at least 25 to 30 minutes total. Add 2 short strength training sessions, focusing on bodyweight movements like squats and modified push-ups. Continue reducing processed sugar, perhaps by replacing 1 sugary drink or snack each day with a whole food alternative. Introduce a short breathing or relaxation practice, even just 5 minutes, to help manage stress. Notice how your energy feels compared to week 1. Many people report clearer thinking and steadier energy by this point. In week 3, you'll deepen your consistency and begin adding intensity where appropriate. Increase your strength training to 3 sessions, and consider adding light resistance if your body weight movements feel manageable. Add 1 or 2 short bursts of higher intensity movement, like brisk stair climbing, if your body feels ready for it. Continue prioritizing protein and fiber at each meal, aiming for balance rather than perfection. Reflect on your sleep, your stress levels, and how your clothes are fitting, not just the number on a scale, by the end of these 3 weeks. Many people notice reduced bloating, improved energy, and easier movement through daily tasks. This isn't a finish line, it's a starting point, a foundation you can continue building on for lasting results. I want to pause here and address something important, because I care about you actually succeeding, not just watching this video. Progress with visceral fat is often felt before it's seen. You might notice you can climb your stairs without pausing halfway up. You might notice grocery bags feel lighter, not because they weigh less, but because your body is stronger. You might notice you're more mentally present, remembering small details more easily throughout your day. You might notice your balance feels steadier, giving you more confidence moving through your home and your world. These changes matter more than any measurement because they represent real, lived independence. I also want to address something many people worry about, which is whether age makes this impossible. It doesn't. Your body remains remarkably responsive to these changes at every stage of life. In fact, many of the studies on visceral fat reduction specifically focus on older adults, precisely because the benefits to mobility and independence are so significant. It's genuinely never too late to start supporting your body in this way. Let's also talk briefly about what not to do, because misinformation in this space is everywhere. Avoid extreme calorie restriction or crash diets. These approaches often burn muscle along with fat, which actually slows your metabolism over time and can worsen the problem long term. Avoid relying solely on AB exercises, hoping to reduce belly fat. Unfortunately, you cannot choose exactly where your body loses fat from. Visceral fat responds to overall lifestyle changes, not isolated crunches. Avoid comparing your progress to someone else's timeline. Every body responds at its own pace, based on genetics, hormones, starting point, and consistency. Focus on your own trends over weeks and months, not daily fluctuations. Now, I know some of you might be dealing with additional health considerations like diabetes, thyroid conditions, or other medical concerns. If that's you, please work with your doctor to personalize these general principles to your specific situation. Everything I've shared today is general guidance, not a replacement for individualized medical care. Your doctor knows your history, your labs, and your unique body in ways a video simply cannot. With that said, the core principles we've discussed today, nutrition, movement, sleep, stress, and hydration, remain foundational for almost everyone. Let's take a moment to recap everything we've covered, because repetition helps this truly stick. Visceral fat is the fat stored deep around your organs, and it behaves very differently from the fat just under your skin. It's driven by a combination of chronic stress, poor sleep, excess sugar, sedentary habits, and alcohol intake. It directly affects your walking, your balance, your memory, your energy, and ultimately your independence. The good news is that visceral fat responds quickly to the right lifestyle changes, often faster than other types of fat. Nutrition changes should focus on reducing processed sugar, increasing fiber and protein, and choosing healthy fats. Movement should include consistent walking, regular strength training, and occasional bursts of higher intensity activity. Sleep and stress management are just as important as diet and exercise, not optional extras. Hydration and reduced alcohol intake round out a complete sustainable approach, and the 3-week plan gives you a simple, gradual structure to build lasting momentum without overwhelming yourself. I want you to remember something as we move toward the end of this video. This journey isn't about punishing your body for the way it looks. It's about honoring your body for everything it still allows you to do, and everything you want it to keep allowing you to do. Walking your dog around the block, playing on the floor with your kids or grandkids, carrying your own suitcase through the airport without help. Climbing the stairs to bed at night without your knees complaining. Remembering where you left your glasses without a 5-minute search. These small, everyday moments are what true health is really built on. If this video resonated with you, I want to genuinely ask for your support because it helps this information reach more people who need it. Please take a moment to like this video. It directly helps this content get shown to others who are searching for real, honest health guidance. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to this channel because I regularly break down topics just like this one, rooted in real physiology, not fads. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone in your life who might benefit, a parent, a friend, or even yourself 6 months from now. Drop a comment below and let me know which step from today you're going to start with first. Is it the morning glass of water? Is it the after-meal walk? Is it finally prioritizing your sleep? I read through comments regularly, and I genuinely love to hear where you're starting from. Your comment might also encourage someone else who's hesitant to begin their own journey. Before we close out, let me leave you with one final thought. Visceral fat didn't build up overnight, and it won't disappear overnight either. But every walk you take, every vegetable you add to your plate, every early bedtime you choose, is a deposit into your future independence. You're not just working toward a smaller waistline. You're working toward climbing stairs without hesitation. You're working toward carrying your own groceries with ease. You're working toward a sharper memory and steadier balance. You're working toward more good years, filled with movement, clarity, and freedom. That is what this is truly about, not appearance but capability. Not a number on a scale, but a life fully lived on your own terms. I believe in your ability to make these changes, one small, consistent step at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You simply need to be consistent. Start today with just one small shift and let that shift build into the next one. 3 weeks from now, you could be feeling stronger, clearer, and more capable than you do right now. And that feeling more than any number is what real progress looks like. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It genuinely means a lot to me. If you have questions about anything we covered today, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to respond. Take care of yourself this week, move a little more, rest a little better, and be patient with your body. It's carried you this far, and with the right support, it will carry you even further. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue building on real, practical steps toward lasting health. Until then, take that first walk, drink that first glass of water, and give your body the chance it deserves to heal. You're capable of more than you think, and your journey toward a healthier midsection starts with the very next choice you make. Remember, this isn't a sprint. It's a foundation you're building for decades of movement and independence ahead. Every stair you'll climb with ease in the future starts with the habits you choose today. Every grocery bag you'll carry without strain starts with the muscle you build this week. Every clear, sharp memory you'll enjoy starts with the sleep you prioritize tonight. Every steady step you'll take starts with the balance and strength you're building right now. So take a breath, feel proud of showing up today, and let's move forward together. Health isn't about chasing perfection, it's about protecting the life you want to keep living. And you right now are already taking the first step just by learning this, that matters more than you realize. So be gentle with yourself, stay consistent, and trust the process we've laid out together today. Your body wants to heal, it simply needs the right conditions and a little patience. Give it those conditions and watch what unfolds over these next 3 weeks. I'm genuinely rooting for you, and I can't wait to hear about your progress. In the comments. If you loved this video, there's another one on this channel that goes deeper into managing stress for better metabolic health, and I think you'll find it just as valuable. Make sure to check it out right after this one. Once again, thank you for spending this time with me today. It truly is not taken for granted. Like this video if it helped you understand your body a little better. Subscribe if you want more honest, science-based health guidance delivered regularly. Comment your starting step below. I genuinely want to know, and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Your future self, the one climbing stairs with ease, carrying groceries without strain, and remembering every little detail with clarity, is worth every small step you take starting now. Let's build that future together, one walk, one meal, and one good night's sleep at a time. Take care of yourself, listen to your body, and never underestimate the power of small, consistent choices. This is your reminder that it's never too late to start, and every single day is a new opportunity to move forward. I'll see you in the next video. Keep moving, keep growing, and keep showing up for yourself. You deserve a body that supports the life you want to live, and that life starts with the very next choice you make after this video ends. So go fill up that glass of water. Go take that short walk. Go get one good night of sleep tonight. These small steps are the beginning of something much bigger. Thank you again for watching, for trusting this information, and for investing in your own health today. I'll be here next time with more practical, honest guidance to support you. Until then, take care of yourself, be patient with your progress, and remember that your independence is worth protecting. See you in the next video.